Hey everyone, Coach Johnson here with another activity for you this week called indoor floor hockey. Okay, as always, we want to stretch and warm up first, so if you haven't done that yet, go ahead, pause the video, stretch, warm up, get loose, move your body around a little bit, come back when you're ready, and press play to follow along. Okay, so if you've been with me before, when we're in the school building and we do floor hockey, we normally do it with a stick, a ball, a goal, and some cones. We would typically start with some puck handling where we would go work our way around the cones, right? Do you remember that? Where we're using little taps to move the ball around the cones. And we'd work on shooting into the net with short, small strokes, knocking the ball into the net. But you probably don't have a hockey stick or a net or a ball like that or cones at home. So today we are going to do the same thing using a broom. Instead of a ball, you could use a pair of socks or a balled up piece of paper. Okay? Now instead of the goal that we had, you could use an old box. Or a pair of shoes spaced out like the posts. I like the pair of shoes because you can make it more narrow or wider, and you kind of need them to keep the puck on the ground or on the floor to make sure that it's going through your posts. Now, instead of the cones, we could use some things laying around the house. I've got an old coffee can here. I've got a can, an empty old can from pineapple juice, an old grits container, and a old or empty juice bottle. And I got my paper, and I can move the ball in and around my objects here. And I got to do the short little strokes to keep control of my puck. Okay? So those are some of the things that we're going to be using today. All right? So the first thing we're going to do, though, is puck handling. To start out, you don't need your cones or anything just yet. All you need is your broom and whatever it is you're going to use as your puck. I'm using the paper. Like I said, you can use a pair of socks or a balled up piece of paper. But the first thing we're going to be doing is keeping it in front of us and going back and forth. Back and forth. Not letting it get too far away from you. Okay? Now, if you get pretty good at that, where you can keep it in front of you without losing it, then we can set up our cones. So I've got my cones here set up in a zigzag pattern. I've got my coffee can, my grits can, my pineapple juice can, and my old juice bottle. All right? And I'm going to be using those same techniques of when I was keeping that puck close to do short little taps and weave in and out of my cones. And then when I get to the end, take it back. If moving around is going to be a problem and you need to do it more stationary, you can still add in the cones like this. You can put one cone just outside of one foot and one cone just outside of the other and work the ball around one cone in almost like a figure-8 type pattern, right? On one way and then the other. Until you, try not to lose it. If you're going to lose it, you got to slow it down a little bit. But this is a way you can do it if moving around is an issue or if you don't have a ton of space. Okay? Let's move on to shooting. For For the purpose of this video, I'm going to use the pair of shoes. Like I said, I like the shoes because I can control how wide it is. I can make it more narrow as I get better with it or more comfortable with it to challenge myself. And I can keep it wide at first to make sure that I'm making more shots than I'm missing, okay? Also, if you're using the balled up piece of paper, you can ball up a couple of more pieces of paper so you don't have to chase them down after each shot, okay? But what you're gonna do is take your broom in your two hands, you've got your target, do a short, quick little stroke right through the middle. Then you get you another puck, short, quick stroke right through the middle. All right? And then as you get better, you can either move back or, like I said, bring the shoes in tighter. Okay? Now I've done all of the activities so far standing up, but I can show you real quick how you can do them sitting down if you have to. If you're going to be doing it sitting down, with the way that we started with our puck handling in the first video standing up, you were going side to side. So you can have your stick off to the side and try to keep your puck or your object close, going back and forth, right? So I'm trying to get it to the front of my chair and to the back of my chair without losing control, okay? Once you get that mastered down, then you can use your combs like this. I'm gonna start out with one comb, and I've got my broom, and I'm gonna try to take my puck around the cone one way, and around the cone back. And you can do this off to the side of your chair. And you can do it one hand or two-handing depending on how much flexibility you have. All right? And then, if you get good enough at that, you can move to two cones. So I've got my cones spread out now, and I can start off by going around them. And if I get good at that, then I can try to weave them as well. All inside my chair, off to the one side, whichever side is more dominant. Okay? So that's how you can work on some of your puck handling while you're in a chair. Okay? Let's do some shooting. Okay, so just like when we were standing, we're gonna, if we're using paper, we can have as many pucks as we want. All right? Put some of them off back to the side. You should be okay with your handling now, so you can keep them out of the way. I have my puck to the side. I've got my shoes spaced out at a distance that's good enough for me. I take my stick back and sweep it on through, right? So I take my stick back, sweep it on through. Take my stick back and sweep it on through, okay? And so that's some of our indoor hockey skills that you can do at home with household items like a broom, some shoes, some balled up pieces of paper, some things that you would normally recycle or throw away like coffee cans and juice cans and soda bottles, things like that, okay? I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed it. You can get your brother, sister, mom, or dad, or someone involved too. See who can make the most shots to challenge yourself. You can put your shoes in closer to make that goal a little bit harder. You can make your cones, your bottles and stuff a little bit closer to make the puck handling a little bit more difficult. Ways to challenge yourself. Like I said, if you get a family member or someone involved, maybe you see who can make a shot from the farthest away. Just a couple of things that we want to keep in mind is that we don't want that stick going way up high when we shoot. We want it low and on the ground, okay? Hope you guys enjoy it. Be safe, have fun, and I'll see you next time.